Shalom, precious hearts, saints of the Most High. I want to share with you another morning devotion. Just musing upon Yahweh's word, something, a text just profoundly just take on such a broader meaning and how that is affecting the body of Messiah. In Isaiah 4 verse 6, it says, "My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because they have rejected knowledge." And as you look on this, not only in things of the faith or in religion, but in knowledge of society, knowledge of the world, knowledge of human development, of civilization, how nations develop, and how culture develops. And as you think about it, I recognize that Yahweh's people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You'll hear saints speaking that this is their culture, or that is their culture, or that is what it is to be a Jamaican. This is how Jamaican probably think or dress, or the things that they would pursue. But we fail to forget that when Yahweh delivered Israel out of Egypt, and He brought them in the wilderness, and they were about to pretty much go over into the land of Canaan, Yahweh was very careful through Moses to say to Israel, Egypt from which you are coming from, do not take with you their customs and their practices. You could substitute the word customs for culture, their culture. And the nations to which you will go to live amongst, do not adapt. Don't take up their practices, their customs, or their traditions, for they are vain. So Yahweh warned Israel. He says, you must obey my Torah, keep my commandments. That is what will define your culture. That is what will define your customs. That is what will define your practices, your societal practices. It will create for you a just and a righteous culture. You see, Israel failed to obey Yahweh, and the rest is history. And so Yahweh is calling out a people again for His name, a people that is belonging to a heavenly kingdom. In fact, it says that we have been translated from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of His dear Son, the kingdom of light. We are told that we are to set our affections on heavenly things and mortify our members that are upon the earth. For we are seated together with Yeshua in heavenly places. In fact, it uses the word, your citizenship is in heaven. Your citizenship is in heaven. It means, therefore, that there is a transference of citizenship. And so the idea to say that this is our culture, we belong here. We are told that we are in this world, but we are not of this world. So the conversation, the argument, the narrative of that, this is my culture, oh, that is their culture, and that's why we behave the way we behave, because that's our culture. That is erroneous. That is contrary to who we are now. We belong to a different country. We belong to a different city. We are a different people. We are now pilgrims and sojourners. We do not belong to the citizenship here. And so it should not have any effect upon how we should behave and think and act and adorn ourselves. Yahweh's people are ignorant how society and culture develop and evolve. We are ignorant of the Roman Empire. We are ignorant of the fall of the Roman Empire. We are ignorant how the faith, as it was called even in later century Christianity, how that impacted the Roman Empire, right? For good. Though the Roman Empire impacted it. How that faith was brought over into Europe and how it affected European culture and moral behavior. A lot of us are ignorant of what it means when you speak about the Victorian age. A lot of us are ignorant of the sexual revolution in America and how that impacted society. Oftentimes believers will see a certain pattern and behavior and cultural norms, and they think that's how it was always. That's how it has always been. Society, culture evolves, it changes, not for the better but for the worst. And as the Spirit impressed it upon my heart was moved even to tears, because I see that Yahweh's people are impacted by the cultural norms around us. Those cultural norms were never norms. There was a time when the faith impacted our society in a very profound and moral way, and certain things were unknown. It was never practiced, it was never done. Modesty was never how it is now. As it is now, it was then. And so because we are ignorant, we adapt and we conform to things around us and believe that it is okay, believe that it is norm, right? Not understanding that these, our culture today as it is, are new norms. And it was changed by various revolutions in society: the industrial revolution, the sexual revolution, and many other forms of movements, social movements in our world that change it in a negative way. And those negativities have affected the body of Messiah. And so I want us to think that this word, that very statement, is taking on a deeper and a more profound and wider meaning. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Why should we think that we belong here? Why should we act as if we are of this world? The very narrative, the very argument that comes out of believers' mouth in showing their solidarity with society around us is very telling. It tells us where we belong, and we will not be saved unless we recognize that we do not belong here. And so Paul says, mortify your members that are upon the earth. We have been bought with a price. Our citizenship is in the heaven. We are sitting together with Messiah in heavenly places. We belong to a different kingdom. We belong to a different world. It is my conviction that our involvement with the world around us, with society, with the culture, must be the bare necessities. The bare necessities. Because only then can we keep ourselves unspotted from the world. Unspotted from the world. Until we understand, until Yahweh's people get knowledge. And I would suggest that you do your little reading. Research on sexual revolution and see how profoundly that has affected modesty in society. Read upon Hollywood and its impact and standards and morality. Get knowledge, get understanding, and in all you're getting, get wisdom. For Yahweh's people are going to be destroyed for the lack of these things. And that's why Yeshua speaks about the foolish virgin. Why would she be foolish? The undergirding of wisdom is knowledge and understanding and the fear of Yahweh. These three things gives wisdom: the fear of Yahweh, knowledge and understanding. And because they're going to be a great portion of Yahweh's people are going to be foolish because they don't have any knowledge and they don't have any understanding and they do not have the fear of Yahweh. And so they're going to be foolish, and because of that they shall be shut out of the kingdom. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, not because it's not available, but they reject knowledge. And I'm seeing the fruits of it in the body of Messiah, and it's making me extremely sad that Yahweh's people have been destroyed and will be destroyed for the lack of knowledge. May Yahweh grant us mercy. May we come to the light of His word. May we understand. May we not walk as fools but as wise. Bind back the time because the days are evil. May we understand who we are and to whom we belong and where we belong. Yahweh bless you.